From deserts that look like giant patterns to islands that look too perfect to be real, Google Earth has revealed a lot of unique and unusual places on our planet. But some of these locations are so strange and so out of place, they've left scientists confused and travelers obsessed. So join us in today's video as we count down the 15 strangest places you can see on Google Earth. Number 15. Salton Sea Bombing Range. California's Salton Sea might look like a normal inland lake, but near its southern shore, odd patterns break the surface. Craters, circles, and faint outlines mark what was once the Salton Sea Test Range. It became a lake by accident in 1905 when a canal failed and flooded a dry basin. In the decades that followed, especially during World War II, the U.S. Navy used the flat desert around it for bombing drills and weapons testing. Aircraft dropped dummy bombs, fired rockets, and calibrated sights using targets laid out across the sand. Some were shaped with vehicles or metal plates, others were simple geometric zones. One of the largest was a massive bullseye carved directly into the ground. Many of these are still visible from overhead, though softened by wind and occasional flooding. The area is now mostly off-limits, but online maps still show it. It doesn't look abandoned. It looks like something between a sketch and a scar. Number 14. Blythe Intaglios. In the desert north of Blythe, huge shapes lie carved into gravel flats near the Colorado River. They went unnoticed for centuries, hidden in plain sight until a pilot spotted them in 1932. From the space, the shapes become visible, stick-like human forms, animals and serpents etched across kilometers of open desert. The largest figure stretches over 50 meters long. These geoglyphs were made by scraping away the dark gravel to reveal lighter earth beneath, similar to the Nazca lines. But they aren't connected. These are thought to be older, up to 2,000 years, and are linked to Mojave and Quechan peoples. Tribal oral histories describe them as symbols of creator beings and earth deities. Some figures have been damaged by vehicles and erosion, but fences now protect the largest ones. They're not part of a dense network. They stand alone, wide open, quiet, and almost invisible until seen from far above, just as their makers intended. Number 13. Lake Balkhash. Southeastern Kazakhstan holds a lake that looks like two stitched together. Lake Balkhash stretches over 600 kilometers, but halfway through everything changes. The western half is fresh water. The eastern half is saline. This split is so clean that it shows clearly on Google Earth. It looked like turquoise on one side and dark gray-green on the other. The Ili River brings water from China into the western end. But at the lake's narrow middle strait, flow stalls, evaporation spikes, and salt builds up. There's no outlet. Over time, a sharp internal divide formed. Balkhash covers over 6,000 square miles, yet only averages 6 meters deep. The freshwater and saltwater halves now host different ecosystems. The balance is pretty fragile, especially with droughts and upstream water use increasing. On Google Earth, the lake appears like a brushstroke, one swipe of blue, one of gray. No blending, just two environments locked inside one shoreline. Geography did the painting. Water and heat pulled it apart. Nature is amazing. Number 12. Namib Desert Fairy Circles. In Namibia's grasslands, strange circular patches of bare earth appear like freckles across the desert. Called fairy circles, they're outlined by thin rings of grass and stretch across hundreds of kilometers, forming a honeycomb pattern visible from space. Each measures between 2 to 15 meters in diameter, barren in the center with healthy grass growing only at the edges. For years, their origin was unknown. Termite activity, gas leaks, or plant competition were all considered. Recent drone and satellite research suggests both termites and vegetation may shape them. Termites disturb the soil beneath, while the surrounding grasses compete for moisture, resulting in an evenly spaced pattern. Studies in Nature and Science advances link them to Turing patterning, an idea from mathematician Alan Turing that explains natural repetition. When it rains, the rings briefly glow green before fading back into the sand. On Google Earth, the area looks almost animated, living shapes formed not by people, but by the desert's own quiet logic. Number 11. Pingualuit Crater. Northern Quebec holds one of Earth's cleanest, most perfect natural circles. The Pingualuit crater was formed by a meteor strike 1.4 million years ago. Today, it's a near-flawless blue lake in the middle of gray tundra, measuring 3.4 kilometers wide and 400 meters deep. No rivers enter or exit. The water comes only from rain and snow, making it one of the purest freshwater bodies on the planet. Visibility reaches 35 meters down. Cores drilled from its bottom reveal over 100,000 years of uninterrupted environmental data. Its chemistry shifts only with the seasons. Inuit hunters called it Pingualuit, meaning pimple, because it rises slightly from the flatland. It was unknown to the outside world until 1943, when a U.S. Air Force pilot spotted the ring. Today, it's part of a remote national park. Seen from above, it looks like a blue eye in the rock. Not volcanic, not artificial, just quietly perfect. It barely changes, yet never disappears. Number 10. Kolmanskop Ghost Town. Not far from Lüderitz, which is also located in Namibia, old buildings sit half buried in sand. This was Kolmanskop, a diamond mining town built in the early 1900s after a gem was found near the rail line. German settlers moved in quickly, and for a while the place was booming. It had electricity, a ballroom, a hospital, and even an ice factory, rare for a desert surrounded by dunes. At one point, the area produced nearly 1 million carats of diamonds each year. Then, larger deposits were discovered farther south. By the 1930s, the town began to empty. The last residents left in the 1950s, and wind took over. Today, satellite images show pale rectangles scattered across the desert. Inside, sand piles up against crumbling staircases and fills entire rooms. Every few years, the dunes shift and uncover more of the remains. It's not frozen in time. It's constantly changing. What's left blends into the land like it was never separate to begin with. Number 9. Crooked Compass Fields. Deep in China's Hami Desert lies a strange pattern carved into the ground. Giant diamonds, distorted circles, long intersecting lines. Satellite viewers call it the Crooked Compass. The grid stretches across 10 square kilometers, made from disturbed soil and crushed stone. The precision suggests intent, not accident. Many believe the layout was used for satellite or radar calibration. It's near Chinese military test zones, after all. The pattern first showed up between 2004 and 2007. Over time, parts have faded under sand while others appear redrawn or expanded. Each section spans hundreds of meters. The symmetry is too consistent to be natural. Some angles match geometric compass roses. No official explanation exists. It's not marked on public maps. Other odd shapes dot the same region. Runways, reflectors, geometric layouts. But the crooked compass stands out for scale and detail. It's probably utilitarian, maybe surveillance-related. Still, it remains one of the most distinctive unexplained patterns visible from orbit. Number 8. Gangkhar Puensum. On the border of Bhutan and Tibet stands Gangkhar Puensum, the highest mountain on Earth that has never been climbed. It reaches 7,570 meters, but remains untouched due to Bhutan's law forbidding ascents above 6,000 meters, meant to preserve sacred peaks. The summit was unmapped until the late 20th century. Even now, its position is mostly confirmed by satellite. From above, the mountain shows sharp ridges, deep glaciers, and massive shadow lines cutting across the valleys. The name means White Peak of the Three Spiritual Brothers. Bhutanese beliefs say it's home to powerful deities. That's why climbing has been banned since 1994. Few have even approached the base. The region remains largely unstudied. Satellite images show active glaciers feeding into river systems far below. The area's isolation protects its shape, but signs of glacial retreat are starting to appear. Still, the summit remains untracked by any footstep. It's only visible from afar, a frozen giant marked by light and shadow, unreachable by design. Number 7. Great Blue Hole. Near the center of Lighthouse Reef sits a dark, circular patch surrounded by bright Caribbean water. This is Belize's Great Blue Hole, 300 meters wide, 125 meters deep, and formed during the last ice age when lower sea levels exposed limestone caves. As the ocean rose, ceilings collapsed, and a sinkhole formed. Coral reefs grew around the rim, shaping the near-perfect circle we see today. Jacques Cousteau visited in 1971, diving deep and discovering stalactites, evidence that the hole was once a dry cave. In 2018, a team led by Fabien Cousteau and Richard Branson used sonar to map the sinkhole. They found steep walls, hidden caverns, and a dense hydrogen sulfide layer around 90 meters deep, below which almost no life survives. Despite being a diver hotspot, the hole remains dangerous due to remoteness and depth. Seen from space, it's unmistakable. A black circle in glowing blue water. It's not loud or dramatic. It's geometry, pressure, and time frozen underwater. What do you think about it? Well, let us know. Number 6. Wilpena Pound. In South Australia's Flinders Ranges lies a vast oval of rock enclosing a sunken valley. Wilpena Pound isn't a crater. It's not an impact site or a volcano. It's a syncline, layers of rock folded downward over time. From above, the structure looks engineered, an elliptical ring of jagged ridges nearly 17 kilometers long and 8 kilometers wide. The green interior contrasts sharply with the arid red terrain outside. Despite the scale, there's only one natural entrance, Wilpena Gap. Drainage flows through it, carving shallow creeks. The basin's age is ancient. Some rocks here are 500 million years old. Indigenous people have lived in and around the pound for tens of thousands of years. Their stories describe two giant snakes encircling the valley, protecting the land inside. Artifacts, rock art, and fire pits confirm it's been a gathering place since prehistory. Today, it's a national park. The oval outline is clear in satellite images, a natural form that still looks deliberate. Number 5. Desert Breath. Near Egypt's Red Sea coast, a spiral pattern sits in the desert just west of El Gouna. From the ground, it's nearly impossible to make sense of, just hills and pits scattered across a patch of sand. But viewed from above, it reveals two interlocking spirals made entirely from the earth itself. Known as Desert Breath, it was built in 1997 by a team of artists and architects. The layout covers around 100,000 square meters, shaped with 178 cones, half raised into mounds, the other half scooped into depressions. Each one is about 3 meters deep or high. There's no concrete, no paint, no added material, just sand moved by hand. The project was designed to fade with time, and while erosion has softened the edges, The overall form is still visible from satellite images nearly 3 decades later. It wasn't made to last forever. It was meant to shift, erode, and eventually disappear, leaving nothing but memory, shape, and empty terrain behind. Number 4. Boiling Lake. In the Morne Trois Pitons National Park of Dominica lies a volcanic pool unlike most. The boiling lake is about 60 meters deep and 60 meters across, filled not with still water but with churning gray liquid, constantly bubbling and steaming. Its heat comes from a volcanic vent below that releases gases from a magma chamber deep underground. Temperatures range between 82 to 91 degrees Celsius, and the surface often disappears beneath clouds of vapor. From satellite views, the lake appears as a pale spot inside thick forest, marked by steam and discolored terrain. The surrounding slopes carry streaks of yellow, orange, and gray from mineral deposits. There are no roads nearby. It's only accessible by foot, along a steep volcanic trail. Water levels change depending on the vent's flow. Sometimes the lake drains temporarily, exposing the crater floor. Over time, these changes have been captured in satellite images. It's a live system, still pulsing. Number 3. Nazca Aqueduct Spirals. South of Peru's Nazca lines, a lesser-known system winds through the desert, spiraling aqueducts carved into dry land. Unlike the flat geoglyphs nearby, these are three-dimensional and still working. From above, they appear as coils cut into tan earth, each spiral leading to an underground channel. Built over 1,500 years ago, these aqueducts tap hidden aquifers, moving water to surrounding fields. The spiral design allows access for cleaning while reducing evaporation. Some are 10 to 15 meters wide and several meters deep. Many still carry water today, supporting farms and small oases. For years, people guessed they were wells, storage pits, or even ceremonial sites. Only with modern satellite surveys did the full scale become clear. These spirals stretch in coordinated grids across kilometers of land. Dated to between 500 BCE and 500 CE, they're part of the same culture as the Nazca lines, just more practical. They weren't built to be seen. They were built to last, and somehow they did. Number 2. Sand Dunes of Socotra. Off the coast of Yemen, about 300 kilometers from the mainland, lies Socotra, a remote island often compared to the Galapagos for its unique biodiversity. Most know it for its alien-looking trees, but its white sand dunes are just as remarkable. Especially on the north coast, they stretch for kilometers, dropping straight into the turquoise sea. Winds from the Indian Ocean reshape them with every monsoon, forming ridges and crescents over 100 meters tall. These dunes move, advancing inland, then sliding back toward the coast. Satellite images capture the shifting contours clearly. Unlike continental deserts, Socotra's dunes merge with coral flats and tidal zones. They help trap moisture, supporting plants and seabird nesting grounds. The changes are visible in each satellite update. No two images look the same. Winds reach 100 kilometers per hour in monsoon season, pushing sand over cliffs and plateaus. Most travelers need a 4x4 to reach them. But from above, they're stunning. Bright sculpted ribbons against green-blue waters. Number 1. Danakil Salt Pans. Straddling the border between Ethiopia and Eritrea, the Danakil salt pans stretch across one of the world's harshest landscapes. This part of the Danakil Depression lies over 120 meters below sea level and rarely sees rain. The flat white crust spans for miles, broken by geometric patterns, mineral ridges, and shallow brine pools. Salt water from underground springs slowly rises and evaporates under relentless heat, leaving behind polygon-shaped crystals. Average temperatures here hover above 40 degrees Celsius. Seen from above, the region looks like fractured glass, white salt divided by thin brown lines. The Afar people have crossed it for centuries, carving blocks of salt by hand and loading them onto camel caravans. The salt trade still moves through this region, one of the oldest continuous commercial routes. To the north, the Erta Ale volcano glows red at night. To the east, dried riverbeds snake through the flats. It's an extreme environment, but nothing else combines heat, color, and texture quite like this. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.